Alright, so we are starting with battery 1 now. This is the second discharge for the week, which means it's been able to recharge twice in this week. We've zeroed out, we are at 13.8 volts. And we have started a new graph. Battery 3 is back on charge, along with 2. And we're setting it at 200 milliamps. And away we go. So given last time, that's how much we managed to eke out of it. That was on the third day. And so it's been another 3 days. So she manages to recharge every 3 days. She manages to recharge every 3 days. This one's yet to hit full recharge. But although that's odd, because when they were together they would reach 14 volts. So yeah, that's interesting. Anyways, so yeah, we'll let that run for a bit. At 200, I'm assuming it's going to take about 6 hours or so, maybe less, to do a full discharge. The curve so far seems to be pretty steady. You hit a plateau and then off you go. Alright, so we've hit a very steady state now. 12.7 at 200 milliamps. You can see that she is very steady and happy to supply 200 milliamps. So this is battery 1 again. We're already up to 230 milliamp hours. Alright, so almost 5 hours, we almost got 1 amp hour. And that's the curve there. And she's recovered to 12.8. So I guess we'll just take her again. Yeah, 12.8, that's pretty high to be recovering to. Let's see how quickly she drops down. I'm not going to record this whole thing, but we'll see in the graph in the next bit. Alright, 31st of December, it's 8 o'clock. We've had 10 hours of discharge on that one there. Yeah, back up to 12.8. This one just won't go down either. Alright, that's the discharge curve there. You can see that was what we just did. That was overnight as it recovered. So what I'm going to do is hit it again. See how long. I doubt this one will take as long as this. But yeah, there are some interesting little bumps here where the batteries tried to recover. So that I find that quite interesting. But yeah. Alright, so we've gotten up to 1423, which is a little bit more than last time. And we finally managed to bring it down below 12.8, although it will recover relatively quickly. That's the discharge curves from the beginning where we started, and then all the multiple different discharges that we did at 200, 150 milliamps. So yeah, I'm not going to play around with this one anymore. It's time to go to battery 2. Now it is sitting at around, let's have a look. I think it was 13.6 from memory. She's at 13.7. And she's climbing. Okay, maybe I'll leave her for a couple of more hours. I've still got the whole day. It's only morning. And I'll do another discharge, maybe at 20 milliamps on that other one. See if I can get some more out of her. But yeah, this one hasn't hit 14 yet, which means she's not fully charged or getting there yet. So, alright, I'll do that. I will do 20 milliamps. Although that's going to take a while. Let's do another 50 and see how quickly she goes down. $11. Okay, she tries to hold at 11. So yeah, the recovery rate of these batteries is quite interesting. I'm sure normally charged batteries do similar things, but with normal batteries I don't see them sitting at such high voltages. I see them dropping down, and then say if it's a discharged battery it will literally say 10.8, so you know it's discharged. And if these ones, they'll just give you a high voltage impression, but be pretty much discharged. See, we're not going to gain much out of that one there. As you can see, she's dropped straight down. Yep, and she's about to drop and hit 10.5, although she bounces around a bit. Alright, so I've tried discharging it at 20 milliamps, a bit more, but she's just not dealing well with it. As you can see by the graph, she's just all over the place. So I am afraid I'm going to have to, let's see, maybe I can do 30. Let's increase this to 30 and then see if we can drag her down. And we'll see. I've already done the tally for today, but 1425, we're up to 1455, so we've got another 20 milliamps, 30 milliamps out of her at 20 milliamp rate. But yeah, she was definitely going down, trending down, but it takes too long. It's already 11 o'clock and I need to do the discharge on the other batteries as well, so I'm going to push her along. You know what, there we go. As soon as I hit 40, she decided to give up and bounces back straight to 12.3, 12.4. Yeah, it's a quick bounce back. Alright, I'm not really going to count that as 20 milliamps. Yeah, it's not really going to make much difference. So now I'm going to redo 3 because I want to give 2 a bit more of a chance to hit 14 maybe, and then I'll do 2. Alright, so we are on battery 3. Battery 2 is just charging all by itself. I'm going to let battery 1 rest. We've zeroed everything out. She's sitting at 13.2 volts. I will discharge her at 100 milliamps, and we'll see how we go. Alright, so let's watch this while we hit start. She should start going down. There we go. We have 100 milliamps on the wattage curve. The green curve shows us our milliamps there. Our yellow curve will show us our current curve, as in the voltage. oh yeah, no, sorry, current curve is green, it shows up as orange from far, so green is current, yeah, and orange is your voltage there. So she's slowly going down. Yeah, as you can see here as well, slowly going down. So we'll see how many milliamps we get out of her. She's only been back on the charge for day 5, so 2 days, maybe a day, depending on what time I took her off, but yeah. And pretty much as soon as I put battery 2 onto her own charge without being in series, she's hit 14.8. So we'll just keep her there for a little bit while this one charges, and we'll see what she's got for us when it comes to her discharge. Alright, so I've started on battery 2. As you can see, battery 2 is connected and is now being discharged. We are at 0.35 amps, so that's about the C20 discharge of a typical 7 amp hour battery, though we know this one's not typical, but let's just, yeah. And then that's the graph so far. Now I did start off at discharging it only at about 100 milliamps, and yeah, that was going to take a long time, so I've bumped it up to 3.5. Hopefully it will take not as long. And yeah, we're already up to 1 amp hour over 2 hours, or 3 hours to say. So yeah, hopefully this test finishes today so I can actually do yeah, some more, because I really want to see how much I can take out of this. And the most we've taken out of all 3 was about 6 amp hours. Now I'm wondering if this one alone can get close to that, although we have already taken out roughly 3-4 out of these 2, well, including that today, so that's 4.5 out of those 2, and then we'll see what we can take out of this one. Yeah, I guess it's just a waiting game now. I could push it harder to try and get it to be done faster, but going over C20 usually means that you start damaging batteries and things like that, and I really want to stick to some sort of constant average that is comparable. But yeah, we'll see. Alright, it's 1st of January, Happy New Year. 9:28. We are discharging battery 2. That was the discharge curve overnight at 350 milliamps. Then it rested for a couple of hours, and now I'm doing another discharge at 100 milliamps. At there we managed to get an initial 4693, and now we're gaining a bit more. Seems to be hitting a bit of a plateau at 11.4, but we'll see how much more we can get out of it. If we can get 5 or more out of just this one battery plus all this, then yeah, we're definitely recovering these batteries pretty well. So yeah. Alright, so that was quite odd. You can see here that it really just jumped off a cliff. It's very interesting. We've got 4897, and she's at 11.99. So that's quite odd. Let's see what happens if I hit start again. She's going down, but you're around the 11 mark, 11.4 or so. Kinda hard to tell based on those marks there, but yeah, usually, so that black line is 10.6 or so, So in between those two marks, we've got about 11, maybe 2, 11, 3, and she just went straight off a cliff. Excusez-moi. Okay. So I'll just hit her again and see if she jumps off a cliff. I don't know if I want to keep recording or what I might do is I'll do a time lapse and see if we can capture it. Alright, so she's died on her ass again. Managed to get it captured on hyperlapse. And yeah, she doesn't really take a huge steep dive, but yeah, it does go by quite quickly. Alright, so what I've done is I've started a new graph. I'm doing it 50 milliamps now. I'll see if she actually falls off or if it's more gradual. In the meantime, what I will do is I can measure what these have recovered to. So 12.78 on that one. And this one here is being a little bugger. 12.83. So this one definitely likes to recover more than this one, and I may try and take some more of those too, just to see what kind of recovery they actually have had whilst number 2 is finished. So 11.7 at 50 milliamps. I wonder if we can get up to 5, but we'll see. Alright, so she's finished. We're at 12 volts. And that was the fall off there. So not too bad. But alright, I'm gonna move on to seeing what I can get out of 1 and 2 now. Alright, all 3 batteries have been discharged. I just did a quick one on what was left in 3. We got about 110 milliamps. This reading here is 1 and 3 combined. I got an extra 43 out of 1, but an extra 100 or so out of 3. As you can see there, so that was number 1. Then I switched it over to number 3. And yeah, so in tally, we managed to get about 4,900 and 64, so almost 5, 6, 7.5, 8, 9 point something amp hours out of 03 batteries over a 1 week series charge. So that's not bad. That's an extra 3 amp hours over just a parallel charge, given that these two batteries here charge up so quickly because of their bad sulfation. So next attempt, I guess, would be to try and maybe do each individual battery, and we'll see how quickly we can maybe desulfate them. So I may leave them, what should I do? I may charge them up at least slightly, because right now they're fully discharged, so I don't want to just leave them. So okay, so in 4 days what I will do is they'll have a bit of a charge on them. These two should be charged. I will start doing charge and discharge tests purely on each battery and see what I can recover each one, and do some prolonged tests on each type of battery. Now, given that 1 and 3 are about the same, I may then also experiment and show how adding a little bit of water back into these should give them a little bit more life back, and give them a bit more capacity. Water really helps, obviously, because they're so dry, they're not going to be holding much. So yeah, that's for future videos, but so far that's it for Discharge 9.